$1 million. We got to get it to them. We have to hire professional nonprofit fundraisers. And I'll tell you a great part of doing the fundraising. When you do it, you actually talk to the people. So when I go to Thousand Oaks, where this Jackie Irwin is, I want to talk to every accountant in Thousand Oaks and say, how do you lean, left or right? You'd be surprised. A lot of them lean right. They're educated people. Some of them were educated in college, so their minds are destroyed. But the ones that are actually still free thinking, they say, no, what, we voted for Trump. Now the next question is, out of all your clients, who needs to make a tax-deductible contribution for their business? Whatever, you have millionaire clients, right? Thousand Oaks, Newbury Park, Moore Park, Malibu. A lot of people are writing stuff off, right? If those accountants will say, well, gee, you know, Rick Davis over here, he'll write $5,000 off. Give it to him, give it to him, give it to us. Because we're going to run a political campaign with that money. When I go in the Thousand Oaks area and fundraise with business owners have an interest in all this stuff. The minimum wage thing, the guy, oh, I hate that minimum wage thing. Well, write off $1,000, give it to us, we'll tell everybody. This is the lady who voted for it in your district, right? So I actually campaign, and they never forget a meeting with me, believe me. So, you know, I actually campaign in the area. They don't forget it. They take this home. They take it to their families. They take it to their friends. And it starts to become real. A groundswell starts to happen. So I guess that's pretty much all I have to say. I do want to collect these cards back. If anybody has filled out the form at all, or you want to take the envelope or whatever that Gary has been handing out,
Everybody got one.
I'll appreciate it. Yes, my dear.
So, can you tell me how, like, for example, in Must Beach and
there you go.
many of the council members.
So you're a Ted Luzone person.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But you just work on the higher level. I mean, or
No.
no.
It could be a city council person, a board of ed person. Thank you.
Oh,
Like we
right.
have elections coming up.
This coming November, right? You know, in the 60th, pardon me, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
In the 63rd Assembly District, Jimmy Gomez got kicked upstairs. He's something like an assistant district attorney now, or
51st. He's now in Congress.
What is
It's the 51st district, and he's in Congress now.
okay, yeah. So the 51st, really?
Yeah, that's the assembly district he
Boy,
was
I
in.
really had that wrong. Okay.
I know you're thinking of though,
Yeah,
but yeah,
Jimmy Gomez. Right.
we're 51st.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a vacant seat there.
Yes.
So Jerry Brown has to declare a special election between now and this November. Somebody has 3 months to become the assembly person in the area. It's Eagle Rock down to like Boyle Heights.
Yeah, Koreatown.
Yeah, there's a gap. There's a vacancy, right? There's an opportunity right now for somebody. You know, and you know Genevieve Peters, right?
Yes.
Right. So she wants to try to shoot that. But we're talking about it, but we'll see.
Wow. It's a small world.
But yeah. But in any case, I strayed.
Oh, no, that's okay. So do they have, like, kind of what you were talking about, or is it just something we needed to have been following about things that they have done?
Right, it's really simple. You have to know your politician. Now, when you know your politician, you can't do, like in Ken's presentation, he said, Ted Lieu doesn't favor this, Ted Lieu doesn't like that, or Ted Lieu likes this, or whatever. I can't use that. I need to know his actual voting record verified on the cards.
Right.
You notice that SB1, the gas tax, source, source, California Legislative Information, leginflow.legislature.gov. That's, David, I'm so glad you came. I'm going to interrupt myself. How was it in court today? What did we do in court today?
Nothing. Until next week.
Oh, it's next week.
Don't worry,
okay.
he'll share with
Well,
us.
I
Yeah.
never interrupted myself.
Oh, congratulations.
So, when are these sent out? How are they sent out?
As soon as the donors, when the donors give me the money,
Good to see you.
we print the
Give us a
cards.
few minutes, okay?
When
Talk
the
about the
donors give me
lawsuit.
more money, we mail the cards. Now, you might have noticed that
So what kind of effect
the,
does
the,
that have
the,
if you send it
the,
out?
the
If you send it
nonprofit,
out this week and the election is a year and a half from now.
well, you got to reach 200,000 people,
No, I'm just
right?
thinking.
Now, you can send it
Who's
out.
going to keep
you
it
can
for a
send-
year and a half or even
No.
remember it?
No,
Let him finish.
I get that. I understand
I
that.
can't remember tomorrow.
But this is, I understand that. But
Let him
this is
finish.
the thing that starts now and goes all the way to
Right.
These go out hundreds at a time a week, not 200,000 every week. If I had the money to put out 200,000, I'd make new cards every week and send them out. But the whole idea is to get the whole area knowing about this and talking about this.
You're getting the research to see what percent of people actually read them. If you send out 100,
Well,
you follow up with
right, I
do you read it?
understand what you're saying.
I would
but-
say it would be, it's certainly under 10%.
Yes, but what you don't understand is, when you go to someone's home, and you tell them what I just told you, and you hand them their card, and they sign the thing here, that they want to be on the email list, they will then, from now all the way to the election, get an email from me every week telling them what new thing we found out about Jackie Irwin.
Ooh.
Or anybody else that we're having a campaign. They can go to the website, they can go to the Facebook. This is a real living, dynamic, every week thing. This isn't a one-time. You're right, you're very right what you're saying. They get this in the mail, they don't understand it, they can't read English, whatever they do when they throw in the trash. Right?
Got to be a better way to get through to people.
There isn't.
I didn't know.
There isn't. As soon as you think of it, help him and help him. Because you have to have a program that starts somewhere.
I think it's the internet.
Well, let's give someone else a chance.
You're 100% right, and the only way to get people to the internet is to send them a thing with your internet thing on it. You're only going to get through to people through a tremendously arduous process. If you think that you can throw up a Facebook page and that everybody's just going to, it's not going to happen that way. No one has done that
I
yet.
didn't have that in mind.
So let's give someone else another chance to ask a question. Okay, we don't want it to get into a debate here. Megan, go ahead.
Yeah, what's the NCIR going to do for once people are elected to make sure that they're beholding to everybody, not just their donors? Because
Report on them every single week. In other words, the person who's watching Jackie Irwin will now watch Betty Davis. And when Betty Davis does something dopey, the cards start going out. The website has that information. All the members, all the people that filled out these things will all know this. All the people will go on the NCIR Facebook page, and they'll send it to all their friends. The tweets will go out. All the Twitter tweets will go out. We know all this stuff. We're social media people. We get it.
But what I'm asking is, like, when you have big donors, like, say, for instance, Exxon.
Right.
You know, it's common knowledge that those people get their deals made with the politicians. So, because
I
of
don't
big
understand your
donors.
question.
Well, my question is, what are you going to do to counteract that? Special interests from, campaign coffer donors.
Oh, in other words, you want that reported.
I just want.
So when you,
I want
that's a very good thing.
I want individual liberty.
If you find out that Janice Hahn took $3 million from Saudi Arabia, and you're offended by that, that can go on the card.
No.
It's,
The people can give to PACs. People can give campaign donations, large campaign donations, perfectly legally, and those people are going to get preferential treatment. So,
what's that have to do with me?
Well, I'm just saying, what does your particular program do for that?
It's not involved in that.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's not part of the business model. There's 100 things in politics that you can do, and this is a program that's thought through, start to finish. In other words, there's no gap in the plan. This doesn't guarantee anything. This isn't a thing that, oh, if you hire me, you're just going to win.
It's more for voting. Okay.
Yeah.
How old is your organization?
It just started when Trump was elected. See, I was telling Gary.
Are you planning on taking out taxes? Charitable status. 501c3 status.
Wow.
We have a C3 and a C4. So if you want to make a tax deductible donation, you will make the check out to NCIR Fund.
Guys.
That's the C3. If you make it out to NCIR Action, that's the C4. And an interesting thing about these nonprofits, her question was, is this a nonprofit organization? And yes, it is. And the interesting thing about nonprofits that nobody knows is that last August, when they thought that Hillary was going to be given the access to the White House, they expanded what a nonprofit can do in a major way. They gave a giant latitude. A C4 can have a super PAC now. Yeah. So Barack Obama's shadow government thing's not happening. Hillary did not get the White House. But I got to do all that stuff. And I say I, it's really egotistical because there's a board of directors since it is a nonprofit. So each board has 3 people. We have a president and a treasurer, and the other one has a president and a treasurer. Only I, the big mouth guy, is the secretary of both. I'm in the link of both of them.
Okay, so if one were to want tax deduction.
Yes, a tax deductible contribution,
So you make it payable to what?
NCIR fund.
NCIR
That's the distinction.
fund.
Yeah. And I will actually, even though by law an acknowledgement letter is not necessary in a donation under $250, I will send you one anyway. I feel like it's the least I could do.
One more. Any other questions? Really quick. One more question.
Did I get all these cards back?
Make sure you get them back.
Did I get them all back? Okay.
All right then. All right, I really appreciate this. This is really I like I like this idea, you know, of just bombing your elected official, and you're able to just keep them. People can keep tabs on them a lot easier because when it comes to voting records, they're pretty complicated. They're hard to find.
There's a real cool thing about that. You noticed on the cards there was three things that were mentioned, 3 items, right? Because you can't put 75 items on one card like that.
Right.
And God knows we have a big list for Ted, right? Yeah. So the card itself that gets mailed out, as a new egregious thing happens, since we print them 1,000 or 5,000 at a time, when the card's upgraded, the next printing has the new thing. The card on the website can be this long. So you go to Jackie Irwin, you see 3 things. You go to nciraction.org, and the card on that page has got 5, 6, 7 things. As they come in, that card just gets bigger and bigger. So they can really see the history, and they can see more. You know, and they get alerted through the email list. If they fill out the card and they're on the email list, then they'll get a little notice each week and say, hey, guess what? Jackie Irwin, in addition to those 3 things, has now done a 4th thing. She voted for Sanctuary City or Cap and Trade or whatever. And there's a psychological aspect to this too. A lot of people are on the fence on a lot of these issues. Not really sure how they feel about the minimum wage because they want people to make a living, but they don't want the price of the cheeseburger to go up, but they're trying to be fair. When they see on the card that they don't like the gas tax, and they know that, then they see the minimum wage thing, psychologically they figure that's bad too. You know? So there is a subterfuging psychological thing that does happen with something that you receive that says this. The more time that we, because it is not just me, there are other members, the more time that we spend in that district talking to those people, whether they be the captains of industry or people at their homes, the more people will sway over. And some of these elections, once again, Ken was my hero. I want you to go before me all the time. Some of these elections are won by a few thousand votes, sometimes hundreds, especially you only got 8. Somebody still has a card.
Somewhere there's a card.
Uh-oh.
Honorable people.
Right.
Is it him?
Oh no.
Anyway,
90%.
Cap and thief.
true enough. It's attrition. You know, it's a cost.
It sucks.
But
Totally get it.
But the point is there. Anyway.
All right. So I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for giving us the info. Give them a round of applause, please. Excellent. Grillers and all.